Well, summer is literally right there. It's starting to heat up a lot, and so far on the channel we've talked about designers over $40. We've talked about my favorite niche picks for this time of year, but the one thing we haven't covered yet is my cheapie picks. And in this video, I've got 12 of them for you, so stay tuned. While the Intense flanker gets all the love, in my opinion, Lacoste L'Homme gets overlooked sometimes and overshadowed, because while that's a little bit denser, a little bit longer lasting, this is definitely much fresher, geared a bit more for the highest of heat because the citruses are pretty much dialed up versus the Intense. And you can get this one right around 30 bucks from most discounters online. Rhubarb, definitely a good way to dive into rhubarb because it's not too heavy, but it is pronounced. You will detect it. You will get to learn the rhubarb note in here, but there's a lot of orange citrus going on for it as well. Very fresh, very, you know, woody base, woody aromatic type of stuff. A lot of citruses up top, but like I said, that rhubarb really gives it that extra character that a lot of fragrances without rhubarb just don't have. It's still a somewhat crisp and a slightly bitter citrusy note, and it does add a different level of freshness that's a little hard to describe, but when you smell it you'll really understand what I'm talking about. Don't overlook this one this summer. I know, like I said before, the Intense gets all the love and it overshadows the original, but Lacoste L'Homme is definitely some good stuff, and I'll be grabbing it this summer. Now when it comes to cheap shower gel fragrances, there's one that's pretty much my favorite cheap shower gel fragrance. It's super aquatic, very woody. It's got a little spicy nuance to it. I'm talking about Davidoff Cool Water Wave. One of my favorite fresh and clean cheap fragrances. One of my favorite cheap aquatics, cheap shower gel scent. I just love it. So mega fresh, soapy shower gel, Invictus Aqua style, but doesn't smell exactly like Invictus Aqua. In no way would I consider this a clone of it, but it gives off the same vibe and does pretty much the same thing. About a 4 or 5 hour fragrance, nothing real heavy in performance, but it's a delight to wear. You want to talk about super easy and enjoyable to wear, look no further than the 20 bucks you'll spend on this 4.2 ounce bottle. It's really good stuff. Is everybody going to like it? Not really. It might be boring for a lot of people, especially if you got a lot of shower gel scents. And look, I've got a lot of shower gel scents, just like the next guy that's got a decent sized collection. But this is my personal favorite among them. That's why this one's in the video. And while featured from time to time on my channel, it's definitely going to be one I reach for. It's genuinely deserves to be in this video because it's that time of year when I'm reaching for this bottle and it's time to start lowering that juice level some more. Davidoff Cool Water Wave. Coach for Men, Dior Sauvage, not the heaviest fragrances, with Dior Sauvage being the better performer, and they're both relatively fresh and clean fragrances, don't get me wrong, but I feel like a little bit lighter wear that kind of does a little bit of what both of them do and smell like a kind of a mashup or hybrid, if you will, of the two is definitely John Varvatos and Nick Jonas Silver. It's, you know, fresher, it's lighter, it's just as enjoyable and easy to wear, if not easier to wear than those two. And it's one that I haven't been spending a ton of time with. I did spend a little bit of time with it when I first got it, but I've kind of been holding off for the high heat because I feel like this is going to shine in the summer. And this is definitely one of those cheapies I've been itching to wear for the season because, as a lot of you know that watch me on a regular basis, I'm very seasonal with my fragrances, and once I deem a fragrance for a certain season, that's pretty much when I wait to wear it for the most part. Of course, there's certain exclusions, and you know, when I get a fragrance I might just be super excited to wear it immediately, things like that. But this is one that you can find for 25 bucks at the rack store, 75 ml just like this. They keep popping up. I keep seeing them at Marshall's. If you like Coach for Men, Dior Sauvage style fragrances, because I find it's Coach for Men in the opening and Sauvage in the dry down, and if you like that kind of stuff, don't pass on this one next time you see it. $24.99 for a 75 ml is not too shabby. for JV XNJ, John VARVATOS and Nick Jonas, silver. I don't know if the 2021 Summer Flanker is out yet. I know it's been announced. I've seen the bottle and all that, and the note breakdown and everything on iFragrance Official on Instagram. But for as much love as I've been giving the 2019 Flanker, I feel like the 2020 CK1 Summer Flanker deserves some love. While this one's a bit more ambery and warm than you would think, I find it's perfect to wear into the summer evenings, because that's not necessarily a topic that gets discussed all the time. Yeah, we'll talk about hot weather fragrances and what's great in the heat, but what about summer evenings? Not even necessarily for a date. Yeah, could work for that, don't get me wrong. Like I said, pretty strong amber here while still very fresh at the same time. I feel like it's one that's, you know, fresh and light enough to wear in the heat during the day, but has enough warmth and a little bit of depth to work in gear towards the evenings a bit more. I think this is a great summer evening scent, probably of the CK1 Summer Flankers I've smelled so far, probably the best one for the evening time, because like I said, that amber really adds a level of warmth that gears to, like I said, the sun going down, essentially. When I think amber scents, I think evening wear for the most part. Really suits that, especially as the temperature drops a little bit as the sun goes down, because depending on where you live, it's still hot as hell at night in the summer, especially in the South. Texas, Louisiana, Mississippi, Florida, you guys know what I'm talking about. Hot and humid. This still works in that setting. If you like amber, if you're looking for a fresh amber scent, is kind of how I would describe it. These are popping up at the rack stores. They only go for 20 bucks. It's worth a blind buy in my opinion. I don't think you can go wrong with it. CK1 Summer 2020. Personal favorite cheapie of mine. I've done a full review in the past on this one. I've featured it a few different times. It's another fresh and clean style fragrance, leaning to the citrus aquatic style, light blue type of stuff. It smells like Versace Mano Fresh. It really does, for less money. Performs about the same. It's a AZZARO Chrome Sport. 25 bucks online, 20 bucks when you find them at the rack stores. Big giant spray. It smells, I'm not going to say 1-to-1, but almost 1-to-1. I would say it's 90% Versace Mano Fresh. Do I still prefer Versace Mano Fresh? Ever so slightly. Ever so slightly. I find the quality is just a little tiny bit better with the Versace. We're not saying that's some natural fragrance either. Still a designer level fragrance, synthetic, stuff like that. But this is a little bit more synthetic than that. But you're going to pay about half the price from discounters to get this one, especially if you can find it at a rack store. 20 bucks from a rack store. This is a 100 milliliter bottle, while an odd design, very slim, very narrow, frosted glass, and like I said, big old sprayer. Man, it smells great. If you like Versace Mano Fresh or that DNA in general, something citrusy, fresh, spicy, musky, real clean, compliment getting type of stuff, light blue DNA kind of scent. Can't go wrong here. Like I said, 20 bucks from the rack stores, 25 bucks online. We'll get you a bottle of AZZARO Chrome Sport. While not a great performer, definitely one of the best smelling fresh fragrances I've ever put my nose on. Smells eerily similar to Dior Homme Cologne. I am talking about Jimmy Choo Man Ice, because I feel like what is a summer cheapie list without Jimmy Choo Man Ice? And you can see the juice level dropping pretty rapidly on this 50 ml. I love this stuff. I spray it pretty damn heavy. One of the best atomizers in the game. While this one features more fresh vetiver and a stronger woody aspect in dry down than Dior Homme Cologne, and definitely more so than Mercedes-Benz Cologne. 3-4 hour fragrance, and like I said, nothing special in performance, but you can bathe in this. It smells incredible. And that first hour, it really screams off of my skin. It's all up in my personal space and in my face while I'm wearing it. I smell myself very easy. Like I said, for a solid hour, it's just all I smell. Do I get a compliment every time I wear it? Of course not. Does the wife love this one? Yes, she absolutely does. Great refresher, great out the scent, great out the shower scent, excuse me. Great for running errands. Works in a work situation. Obviously, it's a very inoffensive, not a real heavy projecting type of fragrance. It's just a delight to wear. I think anybody can wear it. It may have a little tinge of masculinity to it, but I mean, I know a lot of women that wear stuff like Spice Bomb, so trust me, that's much more masculine than this. Ladies, you can absolutely pull this off. You'll probably love it. If your man has a bottle, Go get a few sprays, you'll know what I'm talking about. But a great cheap fragrance for the summer, around 30 bucks, even less in certain places for a tester from discounters. But that $30 realm for a 100 ml, it's the way to go. It pops up at rack stores, but it is cheaper from discounters online. Fresh lemonade scent, it's a delight. Jimmy Choo, man, ice. Italian cologne style citrus, bergamot and vetiver, a lot of bitter citrus and grassy vetiver. ACQUA ESSENZIALE COLONIA from Salvatore Ferragamo. This one pops up at the rack stores a lot. Another one, 17 bucks for 50 ml when they pop up. Under 25 for a 100 ml. Online, under 30 bucks will get you a 100 ml. 50 ml is around $20, $21, $22. If you like that style of fragrance, the Acqua di Parma Colonia style of fragrance, this is kind of a designer take on that. This is a lovely fragrance. It is. I've had some people, when I've talked about this one in the past, say they can't stand the smell. And look, that's every fragrance on the market. There's going to be somebody that doesn't like every fragrance isn't for everyone. It's just what it is. But with this one, like I said, if you like juicy, I mean watery, bitter bergamot, mixed with some clean vetiver, for the $20 to $30 you're going to pay depending on bottle size, it's pretty hard to beat. Very refreshing in the summertime. Very classic styling without smelling dated at all. It's very refreshing at the same time. Best part is it doesn't break the bank, and you're going to smell good. It's not overly synthetic, and it's very juicy. A juicy, watery citrus scent is always a joy to cool you down in the super high heat, and that's definitely what this is good for. And that's Salvatore Ferragamo ACQUA ESSENZIALE COLONIA. Probably the fragrance I will spray the most this summer from a cheapie standpoint, because I wear this one pretty steadily. I wore it through the winter, out the shower, through the spring. I just love this one. I got several bottles of it. You know, I don't plan on running out ever. But Abercrombie and Fitch First Instinct together. I don't know why I was about to say Aqua. I think the color was making me think Invictus Aqua for some reason, because it does have a lot of similarities to Invictus Aqua, mixed with First Instinct, mixed with YSL EDT. Oh man, but a lot of Invictus Aqua DNA in this one. So good, super aquatic, compliment getting stuff, cheapy gold. My favorite cheapie that's come out in years. Man, it's so good. I just, look, another one. Is everybody gonna like it? No. Am I gonna not stop recommending it to you? Absolutely. I love this stuff. I talk about it pretty regularly because I really enjoy this one. Don't pass it up. In my opinion, if you like fresh aquatics, if you like any of those three fragrances, the original First Instinct, Invictus Aqua style fragrances, or YSL any of the YSL don't pass it up. 20 bucks for a 50 ml at the rack stores, 25 bucks for a 100 ml. They pop up at Marshall's all the time. It's worth it. Not a beast. Beast projector though. I say not a beast, but it projects heavy for me for about 2 hours, and I get 4 to 5 hours of longevity. Like I said, not a superstar in longevity, but people will smell you in the first few hours. You're going to love the way you smell. I'm betting on it anyways, and you'll probably get several compliments throughout the lifespan of you spraying juice out of this bottle, because in my experience, it definitely pulls in compliments. It's a strong compliment getting DNA. Please excuse the bikes. It's bike season out here in Colorado. But one I'll definitely be spraying quite often. One of my favorite cheapies. Abercrombie and Fitch First Instinct together. Now in my designer list, we covered Bentley for Men Silver Lake, the newest flanker in the Bentley for Men line, because that doesn't fit the criteria from a price standpoint for what I consider a cheapie. Under $40 is my cutoff for what I consider a cheap fragrance. Well, for half of what you're going to pay, or close to half of what you'll pay for Silver Lake, you can go with old tried and true Bentley for Men AZURE. This is still a great fragrance that now gets overshadowed because Silver Lake's so good. But Silver Lake's still not the easiest thing to find. It's still not super discounted. Like I said, I found it from fragrancebuy.ca for around 46 bucks. I think it's still going for that. This will run you under 30, 20 some odd dollars. You will get a bottle. It is a juicy pineapple, fresh aquatic. It's got It's got a little tinge of spice from this pimento note that's in there. It's very woody. It's a pretty solid performer. I get every bit of 6 to 7 hours out of it. Projects pretty well for about 2 hours. Like I said, sub $30 realm. It does smell great. It fits that light blue genre. It does have a little bit of character to it without smelling too generic. It smells more so like itself than a bunch of other things at the same time. Like I said, overshadowed and overlooked because Silver Lake's so good and getting all the hype. Don't overlook this one. It's still a great fragrance. It's still worth owning, even though there's a new fresh king in its own line, essentially. Bentley for Men AZURE, still cheapy gold in my opinion for the summer. So I know if I don't include this one, even though I need a new bottle, I know if I don't include it, some people are going to be asking, why is it not one of my favorites for summer in my cheapy list? But it actually is. Mont Blanc Legend Spirit. I do need to get a new bottle. I mean, I'm scraping the bottom here for sprays. Let's see if it'll spray even. Yeah, so we still got some in there. Because trust me, there's barely anything in there. I do plan on getting a 100 ml. This summer I have to. If I want to wear it, I'm running to the bottom here. I may have 2 wearings left in here. If I do 5 to 7 sprays, I probably have like 2 wearings left in here. So it's time. A lot of you know all about this fragrance. It's no secret. It's not a hidden gem. It's a beloved cheap fragrance that resembles Invictus Aqua 2016, that overpriced, discontinued gem, because it's super overpriced these days to get one of those bottles. $200+ easily. Not worth that. When you can get this for around 30 bucks for a 100 milliliter bottle. This is a 1 ounce bottle, that's why it's so small, but it smells very similar, very fizzy, effervescent, fresh, fizzy grapefruit, you know, very aquatic and watery, enjoyable, decent performer, 6-ish hour type of stuff. Does really get out in the air and waft real easy. It's very light and airy, very ozonic, lovely fragrance. Like I said, compliment getter for sure, through and through. Not some secret, not something you haven't seen on YouTube before when it comes to compliments, fresh cheapies that work for summer, anything like that. But it is one that, I mean, every summer I wear it pretty regularly. That's why this bottle is pretty much empty. I do need to get another bottle, because I do plan on wearing it again this summer. You should consider it too. Mont Blanc Legend Spirit. I've called this vacation in a bottle several times because I truly believe it is. It's Tommy Bahama Set Sail St. Bart's. This is, if a margarita was a cologne, this is it. Salt, lime, tequila. God, it's so good. Not a strong performer. You can damn near bathe in this one too. 20 bucks at Nordstrom Rack. They always have them at Nordstrom Rack. I've been to Nordstrom Racks in Texas, here in Colorado, and in Louisiana, and always see multiple bottles. So if you're looking for a bottle of this, yes, they pop up at Marshall's and all these other places too. But I see them religiously over the last several years at Nordstrom Rack. Check your Nordstrom Rack. 20 bucks, 100 ml bottle. This is an older bottle. That's why the bottle shape's a little bit different. Like the edging and the font is a little different from the newer style, but it's the same great scent. It's cheapy gold at $20. It is a beach vacation in a bottle, in my opinion, because it smells like a damn margarita on the rocks. It really does. It'll cool you off. It's fresh. It is super enjoyable. It's an addictive scent. If somebody smells you, I can almost guarantee they're going to think you smell great because it smells awesome. I can't imagine too many people not enjoying this one. It's tried and true. It's been around for years. It's a must for summer in the cheapy realm. Tommy Bahama Set Sail St. Bart's. Last but not least, dare I say, the best atomizer in the game. One of the cheapest of cheapies that's gold for what you're going to pay. I got a backup 100 ml bottle for $13 at Burlington. Just to give you an idea. I'm talking about Sean John 3 AM. A beautiful fig and leather fragrance. And like I was saying about that atomizer, stuff's no joke. Lovely fragrance, full of character. Very fresh. Has some uniqueness to it. Like I said, fig and leather, but super fresh. Gin and tonic type of smell at the same time. I think there might even be a little juniper in here to give it that gin and tonic smell. It's awesome in my opinion. I've had people tell me they don't care for it, they don't like it, yada yada yada. Once again, going back to the well with saying this, not everything's for everyone, but I personally think this is a steal which you can get it for at Ross Dress for Less, Burlington, when it pops up at Marshalls and TJ Maxx. Online, cheap as hell online too. Get a bottle, roll the dice. This is worth the gamble in my opinion. It smells different. It doesn't remind me of anything else. When I smell this, it's Sean John 3 AM. It's not a style of fragrance. It doesn't fit a genre to me. It's Sean John 3 AM. That's how I look at it. I hope that makes sense. What I'm saying here, for lack of a better term, I don't have anything else that smells like it. I haven't smelled anything else that smells like it. And it's cheap. Doesn't smell overly synthetic. Synthetic, sure. But one of the best celebrity fragrances you can get your hands on, in my opinion. And like I said, look at that one more time. One of the best atomizers in the game, for sure. Gotta like Fig, though. Keep that in mind. With Sean John, 3 AM. Well, that's my 12 cheapies for summer of 2021. And until next time, do me a real quick favor. Go ahead and like, comment, subscribe. Because I do appreciate all the feedback, and I love hearing from you guys. What do you have that was featured in this video? Or what have you been itching to get? What raised an eyebrow for you? And you're like, you know what? That don't sound too bad. I might have to get a bottle of that for this summer. I hope some of this helped. I hope this was some good recommendations for you to get you smelling great on a budget for summer 2021. And until next time, I will say, if you get your hands on any of these 12 and you give them a spray now, pretty confident you'll thank me later. Have a good one, guys.